Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's sunset. Not too much to report, not too much to talk about. It's about 7:05 at night, Monday, September 8th. This morning, very early this morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, I was able to capture the full moon outside of its eclipse. So I guess it was only visible in the Eastern Hemisphere. Maybe Western Europe and Africa were a part of that, but that would have been the furthest west. But I think it was mostly Asia, Australia, maybe some of the South Pacific. They were able to visibly see the eclipse. And I think in the morning, I think Sunday morning, it was visible for them. And we had a lovely full moon. It was quite full and stayed in the sky all the way through the morning. So I was able to catch it early in the morning. And kind of say goodbye to the full moon as the sun was coming up. And energetically, I mean, I guess it's hard to say whether or not these things affect us, but I want to believe that my senses were informing me. And I really, it seemed to me that I was able to feel the different energies when I first came out. It was like just before 5, like 4:45 or so. And it was still dark. It was still night. It was still dark. And the moon was just right there above the horizon. And I did feel a sense of peace as it was going down and outside of its eclipse. And then as the sun was rising, so both the sun and the moon were up at the same time, I really did feel a shift in the energy. There was another like strong pull between the two uh, celestial bodies, if you will. So the moon is going down in front of me and the sun is rising behind me. And there was another energetic shift. I don't know. It was interesting. So I don't know if you checked it out. I think it's my previous live. Check it out if you would like to see that full moon. So I decided to come on a little bit later than sunset to get this really pretty nightfall with this kind of spooky light going on right now. And just enjoy this. I was up very early, so I took a little nap and came back for tonight's sunset a bit later. But it's still very beautiful, even though we have really clear skies, and so there's not a lot going on in the sky. There's not a lot of clouds for the light to play off of. It's still very beautiful, peaceful. And there's a little bit of a spooky vibe with those purple clouds over there. They're purple for me. They look very purple and very ominous, but um, the camera isn't quite picking it up as I see it, but that's okay. It's still very pretty. Hello in the chat. Kiara, not sure how you pronounce it, but hello, welcome to the sunset. You know what, I don't think, so when I go live, it says public, I'll set it for public, and then it'll be processing, and while it's processing, it stays private, so I have to go back in there and like re-release it and remake it public. So I haven't done that yet for the moon video, so as soon as I'm finished here, I will go in there and publicize that moon video. So I guess it's not public yet, so I'm talking about it and teasing you about it, and that's not yet visible, so I'm sorry. But as soon as I get off of here, I will make that public, and then you can see that moon, the full moon. So that was supposedly an important moon for us. It was a blood moon and an eclipse and all of these things. So I'm really affected by the moon. Anytime we get a full moon or a new moon, you know, there are some energetic shifts that I feel. I'm really sensitive to the moon. I think I'm a Cancerian in my sun, so I think that's pretty, that's probably why, is that, you know, in the first house. So I think that's the reason why the moon is, I'm sensitive to the moon. I like to believe. Who knows for real? But I believe so anyway. So, but that was really, really cool this morning. Very cool, very beautiful, and also it was just right in front of me. So it just so beautifully sank as the sun came up. So it's very pretty. But that is all I do now. I know on my video side of my YouTube channel, I have all kinds of other things. It's an eclectic bunch of videos over there, which, you know, you're always welcome to go look at. But since March of this year, I've just been doing these live sunsets. And I love doing it. My life is transitional, and I think I've just become really attuned to this transitional times, I guess so. And I'm in Arizona. I'm in the United States in Arizona, and we're known for our beautiful skies, whether it's a sunset or a morning or whatever it is. We typically have these really pretty skies, so what better to share with the world than these beautiful Arizona skies and these experiences, these shifts in time that we get to have. So this is all I do. I just come live and share my sunsets, and I like to talk about spirituality and astrology and Kabbalah and the soul and whatnot. And so sometimes it's very quiet and we just look at the sunset, and sometimes we might get into all kinds of spooky types of things. So you never know. But I try to go live every night, depending on the time of year and what commitments I have. Usually you'll get maybe 3 out of 7 minimally for sunsets. So yeah, I am plugging my app that I created. I'm so proud of myself for getting that done. There's all kinds of beautiful AI app generation platforms, and I decided it doesn't get it. I've always wanted an app, so I decided it doesn't get any easier than an AI generated app platform. And so it took me about, I guess, 2 months or so to work with the AI, and I committed to doing a little bit of something every single day, whether it was, whether I spent a minute and a half on it or all day. I just committed to doing something every day until it was done. And as of last Thursday, or this past Thursday, I completed it, and I'm so proud of myself. So I've been putting the link to the app in my descriptions. Check it out. It's perfectly free right now anyway. I would love for it to pay my bills one day, but I really want to share it. So it has to do with doing inner work. It guides you through some astrology, Kabbalah, Jungian psychology, body work. I'm a Feldenkrais practitioner, so that's in there, even though, if anybody has checked it out yet, I do not yet have the awareness through movement exercises in there, but I feel like that, as I'll be putting them in one by one. So if you're familiar with somatic movement therapies and the Feldenkrais method, there's a aspect of it where I would guide you. They're called awareness through movement exercises, and I just verbally guide you through different movements, and those movements help you to achieve somatic liberation of your body, and that goes with the inner work that you're doing. So it covers mind, body, soul work in this app. So go check it out. I'd love some feedback. If you want to support me in any kind of way, I have my Cash App ID in there. So click on the feedback area to provide feedback, and click on support us if you would like to support me. That would be great. But check out my app. I'll put it in the description when I'm done here. But other than that, I haven't been doing too much. I've been celebrating finishing this app, and I actually started another app. So the first app is on inner work, and the second app will be on outer work, or like grid work. If you're a grid worker, if you like to travel and you're into how your energy affects the outer world, that's what the goal is for the second app. So, all right, let me check back into the chat and see what y'all are saying in there. Okay, so Sierra, I will release that video so you can see the full moon. Show you the moon right now. I don't know that it's actually visible for me yet. It might be, but it's on the other side of the house. I'll go pop over there and see if I can show that to you in just a second. Okay, David, you were asking me if I would kick a dog if it was aggressive. I don't know. If I have to fight for my life, then I would have to fight for my life. It would be what it would be. Ehome? I think that's your name, Ehome? You are where you are? That is true. Where am I? I'm in Arizona. I'm in southern Arizona, near the Mexico border. And Joe, would I like some more likes? Sure. If you want to like the video, like, subscribe, do whatever you want. But what I really appreciate is you hopping into the chat and contributing there. That is very significant. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. But ooh, now I really do like it when night falls. And the camera does its very, very best to capture all the light that's available to it. And it creates this like purple spooky sky. It's really pretty. It's very dark here for me, but the camera is making it seem like there's more light than there is, and I think it comes through the camera really pretty. And either last night for the sunset or this morning, yeah, I think it was last night, the black cats that live in the, I believe they're stray cats. I don't think that they're anybody's cats, but I believe they live in the attics of everybody. They're like, I see them coming out of the roofs, and sometimes they walk across this wall, which is very cool. So we got a little black cat visit last night before the moon video. So you can, that is actually live right now, so you can check that out if you want to. But I think that is all my camera is going to capture now. All of a sudden it's blurry because the light is, it's struggling. So 16 minutes, that's fair. So I guess I'll leave it there. No, nobody has anything more in the chat, so I'll leave it there. I appreciate you guys hopping in here and sharing this nightfall sunset with me and chatting with me and all that stuff. So I guess I'll check anybody out who wants to come back and see me tomorrow. Actually, I don't think I will be on tomorrow because I have something I have to do, but Wednesday and Saturday for sure, and maybe, I don't know, but thank you. Check out my app. It'll be in the description. Totally free. Check it out. Give me some feedback, and good night.